Hello and welcome to Afternoon Tea with Karen and Fun with Documents, Labour's Intergenerational Planners Part 3, Foundations for Tomorrow. One of three, the Welsh Project. And if you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, this series is learning about the Coalition for Intergenerational Fairness. I have learned about Origin in my last video. I'm learning a bit about Foundations for Tomorrow today because they're epic. And I've learned about Think Forward a bit, haven't yet learned about Evergen. And in regards to Think Forward, who I first encountered 2 years ago when I did a video on Labor's plan to lower the voting age to 16. Make It 16 is the Labor Party. It's supported by the Greens and a strong and diverse coalition of organisations and movements. Foundations for Tomorrow have a YouTube channel that they started in 2021 and an up-to-date website for 2026. Foundations for Tomorrow is a youth-driven, non-profit committed to renewing Australia's leadership, decision-making and governance approaches. To achieve this mission, we are advocating for future generations' policy and leadership. How we do this with infographics, awareness and dialogue, research and roadmaps, activation and mobilisation. The Intergenerational Fairness Coalition is what I'm having a look at today. And our journey, if you want to look them up on Instagram, I don't have one. And copyright Foundations for Tomorrow 2026 Terms of Service. Avoid unauthorized duplication, sharing, or framing of our content or implying false association with us. I don't have any association with them. I'm just learning about them. And intellectual property or rights to our website's content remain with us. The content is shielded by global IP laws. You are only allowed personal, non commercial use of content unless granted permission. And yep, I'm not going to be making any money because I'm not monetized. So I think I'm safe to go on. Our team, Taylor D. Hawkins, co-founder and managing director. Board of directors, the 2026 Future Generations Fellows. I wonder if there was any 2025 ones. The 2026 project team, the For Our Future project team, the Awareness to Action project team. Our focus. Who are future generations? Young people of today, under 30. The generations to come. Those who will be born by the end of the century, whose interests are routinely overshadowed by the short-termism that is driven by financial quarters and electoral cycles. These future citizens will bear the brunt of everyday decisions made today. Our policy focus areas, our work, and the Intergenerational Fairness Coalition, our vision, coalition founding members, and now lots and lots more. We believe in and how we will achieve this. Number 2. This legislation could be used to establish an independent commissioner for future generations, similar to what was introduced in Wales in 2015. Once adequate momentum has been built, this will include advocating for a parliamentary inquiry into intergenerational fairness. Joint advocacy. Intergenerational Analysis of the Federal Budget of 2025, which I'm going to have a look at because it demonstrates this analysis covers deep dives into the budget measures and its relationships to the five major forces in the Intergenerational Report of 2023, the Measuring What Matters framework, and questions set out by the Welsh Government to assess the intergenerational implications of policy. And then hopefully at the end, we'll have a little word from Sophie. In response to the federal budget, Evergen led an analysis of its implications through the eyes of a child born on budget night. Now, in regards to Evergen, they're the ones in the coalition I haven't looked at yet. Anyway, deep dive one, tax cuts. So, how does this budget measure relate to the five major forces in the intergenerational report? Population aging, expanded use of digital and data technology, climate change and net zero transformation, rising demand for care and support services, increased geopolitical risk and fragmentation. Whilst we are yet to see a Australian Donald Trump come to power, failing to make bold policy decisions to tame income inequality might yet see the world gain another strong man populist leader, increasing geopolitical risk in an already tense region. How does this budget measure relate to the Measuring What Matters framework? It has five well-being themes: healthy, secure, sustainability, cohesive, and prosperous. The government needs to think more boldly than playing inflation catch up when it comes to creating a more equitable tax system that ensures the financial security of generations now and into the future. And applying the Welsh Government budget questions. They are: move the country away from its vision for the future, disadvantage of any generations alive now or in the future, disadvantage people at any specific life stage, strengthen the transformation of inequality through generations, and restrict the choice of future generations. And my favourite part, the analysis: happy baby or sad baby, and the tax cuts made the baby sad. So repeat it again with deep dive 2, mental health, stuff that's already happened. How does it measure up? Technology is going to cause issues with mental health. So that's an issue. Applying the Welsh Government, and the baby's sad. Deep dive 3, transport. Increased roads will increase traffic, which will only support decarbonisation with a rapid shift to electric vehicles. Road transport and road building is in response to congestion caused largely by private vehicles. Public transport is significantly more sustainable regardless of any shift to electrification. And there's some more stuff to read. Applying the Welsh Government budget questions, the font's changed again. And it makes the baby very sad. Deep dive 4, future gas strategy. The International Energy Agency has made it clear there can be no new coal, oil, or gas projects if global energy sector is to reach net zero emissions by 2050 and help avoid catastrophe. I can't say it. Catastrophic climate change. So apply the framework, apply the budget questions, and analysis, happy baby or sad baby, and it's a sad baby. So we're nearly at the end. Defence, foreign affairs spending. This budget notes the influence of armed conflict in many indirect ways, referenced in the need for supply chains and minerals. Treasurer Jim Chalmers attributed high energy prices to Russia's invasion of the Ukraine, for example. And apply the framework. Oh, inclusion, equity, and fairness are cross-cutting dimensions of the framework. So, applying the Welsh Government budget questions in different font again, and layout and analysis. Happy baby or sad baby? It's sad. And 6. Official development assistance and foreign affairs. I was thinking about foreign affairs today because it'd be a bit hard for Pauline Hanson to become Prime Minister from the Senate. But if Barnaby Joyce was Prime Minister, she could be the Foreign Affairs Minister. Take Penny Wong's job. How it measures up. Minister Wong and Minister Conroy specifically highlighted securing Australia's future in the world in their press releases, including referencing that our prosperity, security, and economic future is tied to our region, with diplomacy as Australia's first line of defence. DFAT's modest increase aligns with the cohesive wellbeing theme. And the budget questions, did it make the baby happy or sad? It made the baby happy. Housing. So report, framework, more framework. Inclusion, equity, and fairness are cross-cutting dimensions of the framework. Mechanisms within this measure focus on upskilling tradespeople, majority of whom are young men, reducing the benefit of for women and girls. And happy baby. And a bit about Evergreen. Evergen, sorry. And we'll learn about them in another video. So the problem is simple. Successful models have been implemented across the world. Wales created a Future Generations Commissioner, an independent champion for ensuring government decisions consider their long-term impacts. It's working well, blah 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 blah. The federal well-being for future generations framework, a positive duty to consider future generations, and sign the petition. Now, the other stuff they're into, press release, the well-being of the Future Generations Bill Independent MP, Dr. Sophie Scamps, introduced the well-being of the Future Generations Bill to Parliament in February the 10th, 2025. So might have a look at that next time, or their data collection. But there's lots of fun things in this one. Goes for 7 minutes. Haven't got time to watch that one. Oh, nearly out of time.
I'm Sophie Howe, and I was the first Future Generations Commissioner for Wales, and I've been brought out here to Australia by Griffith University and the Centre for Policy Development to make the case really of why the rest of the world needs to take into account the interests of future generations. The challenges here in Australia are similar to elsewhere in the world, where our systems of politics and governance are short term. All politicians want to do things that are going to come into effect before the next election. And that means that they're not tackling these long-term issues like climate change, like the ageing population, like anticipating what might happen as a result of automation and artificial intelligence. And that's why a country like Australia needs to have a legal responsibility for our politicians to demonstrate how they are acting today for a better tomorrow.
Out of time. See you later. Bye.